Welcome back to Pirate Radio Broadcast. I'm Fast Talking Eddie, Mr. Pete, bringing you the Madden 26, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals. That's how you pronounce it where I come from. New York and Jersey. Jersey. The land of the Coney Island hot dogs. Oh my gosh. Have you ever been to those hot dog vendors? One time. Only one time? Get out of here. How can you just eat a Coney Island hot dog one time? I'm talking to you. I got no answers. Alright. Let's just get on with the Kansas City Chiefs. And the upgrades go to, and the winner is Wiley and Zappa. Zappy. He's happy. He's got the Zappy. Alright. Now the Kansas City Chiefs have picked up a lot of free agents on the offensive line. Stealth Alien Abraham Isaac, Stealth Alien Elizabeth Sarah, Stealth Alien John David, Stealth Alien Martha Anna, Stealth Alien Moses Aaron, and yet to be picked up is Stealth Alien Miriam Angela, a fullback. They're working on it. So it's everything's a work in progress. Say what? Okay. Can we have a translator here? Hey, Vato, just leave me out of this weird conversation. For the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis? They haven't been in St. Louis for decades. Okay. You haven't been eating more than one Coney Island hot dog. So, who's complaining here? Who's complaining? Well, I'm not complaining. Who's complaining? I'm not complaining. Who's complaining? I'm not complaining. Alright, as long as nobody's complaining. Everybody's happy. Alright, for the Cardinals, they picked up a couple of free agents. Stealth Alien Miriam Angela as a fullback. Stealth Alien Rachel, who is a linebacker. And a quarterback. A squid. Pay me my money. If you remember some years ago, he was with the Commanders. The Commandments. No, the Commanders. You sure it wasn't the Commandments? I'm positive it was the Commanders. You sure? It doesn't matter what team it was as long as he's now with the Cardinals. The Cardinals. Correctamundo. Hey, Vato, you trying to be like Happy Days, the Fonz? Will you all just let me do my podcasting? Must you always sizzle and fizzle and weasel? Weasel? Yeah. Must you always be causing complications where there is no chaos? It's steady as she goes. Can we all just steady as she goes, please? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got no problems with that. Thank you. My gosh.
Some turmoil threatens their roster in the early season. A challenge has been made for a top spot on the depth chart. Competition breeds success, but coaches will decide how far the competition goes.
Alright, let's get to the team health. Wilson, Dortch, Dallas, and Tip. Tip. Get the upgrades. There's rumors flying around that if the head coach of the Cardinals loses this game, he could be out of a job. Really? That's what they say. Yeah, like being sacked and you can't get up. Let's not talk about that. Hey, Vato, you okay? You dying or something? I'm not dying, I'm just crazy laughing. Let's get on with the game. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Cardinals. Cardinals. At least I'm not on being sacked on the... Can't even get up because he's like... What, 300 pounds? 291. 292. 292 pounds. My gosh, man. I'm working on losing weight. I hope so. You want to be a quarterback? Or maybe be offensive line? I don't know. Get your act together. Figure it out. Okay.
Preseason started, and off we go from Arizona. And he did really work this one. That's actually just around 28 yards. So the Cardinals come out and they're led by their quarterback, Kyler Murray. Man, time flies, Greg. The number one overall pick in 2019, the 7th year for Murray leading the Birds.
Starting all the way back in the spring, like there has been months of preparation building up for this early game. As an aside, and go a long way, not only to making this current roster, but trying to make a career out of playing in the NFL.
Murray now on second down. Maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to sound third down.
Defensive coordinator.
All that pompous theatrics and that's all he does? 2 little shorties? My gosh, Kyler, get your act together. Figure it out. Throw it downfield if you're going to do all that pompous theatrical running.
Players preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
On third down, Murray moving to the top, and that is incomplete.
They told us, Mike, leading up to this game, they said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and they have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
So here come the Chiefs, and that means the 3-time Super Bowl MVP, twice the league MVP. Almost hard to believe, Greg, it's season 9 for Patrick Mahomes.
There's so much conversation around the NFL, Mike, about the importance of these preseason games, and while the final score certainly doesn't matter, there is the evaluation of your roster, your personnel. You can't replicate these live reps and simulate them in practice, so these are your moments. Go out, play fast, play confident, build those reps that you need so when the regular season comes around, you're ready. Really nice explosive play there on the ground, and tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around, so continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage, mix in the runs with the pass, and they can continue to generate these big explosive runs. I don't think they need to go away from it. Decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
That's complete to Rice. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming. They end up holding them to just a short game.
Shy of midfield. Here's 2nd and 4. From the gun, here's Mahomes.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive. But now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw again. It's Isaiah Pacheco. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, like, you never go broke taking a profit. Give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
Try again. It's 2nd and 10. Right back to the air for the hole. They bring him down inside the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for a cheap first down.
That's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
To the air once more, it's Mahomes. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 5. That is a gain of 20. What a chance now. 1st and goal coming up.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
This opening drive going to form so far. Now they've got it 1st and goal. Holmes fakes the give and puts it inside. And he will take it in himself. Patrick Mahomes. Touchdown, Kansas City. The dual threat of the quarterback. When you have one that can run, why not use him, especially down here, Greg? And they punch it in for the touchdown.
There's nothing a quarterback loves more, Mike, than down here near the goal line when he can call his own number. In this case, that's exactly what he does, and he's able to take it in himself.
Harrison Butker now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Chiefs will take a 7-0 lead. So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away. Jones now on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Cardinals offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. And Greg, week 1 here in the preseason. Look, we know a lot of guys who are going to make the roster, but there's still a lot to happen in training camp that players can find their way to a spot on the opening Sunday.
We hear these stories all the time, Mike, where there's a little buzz about it in training camp. And maybe the coaches talk about it a little bit. But then there's the surrounding question is he going to make the roster? And it's really what they do in these preseason games, away from practice, that ends up being the deciding factor. And how often we see not only do they make the roster, but in some cases they go on to really critical roles down the line as the season unfolds. So I know for fans and some of the veterans, these games don't feel like a whole lot. For some guys on that sideline, their entire careers are fun.
Number 14 with a pickup of 14. And a first down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
We've now seen this quarterback show that he can beat you from both inside and now outside of the pocket. The ability to use his legs to flush out and buy time for his receivers. They unlock the field.
Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, it's Murray. He couldn't set his feet, but he puts it anyway. Get about 6 before he
Pay me my money. Some years ago, he was with the Commanders. And the squid, pay me my money, is back. If you all remember, if you ever seen some of those uploads, the alleged legends were Roger Staubach, Terry Bradshaw, Ed Too Tall Jones. In reality, they were stadium workers, NFL stadium workers, from the concession stand, ticket sales, custodians. These were security and others, groundskeepers who would suit up and pretend to be legends. Well, Pay Me My Money was one of those players who pretended to be one of those quarterbacks or whatever. Roger Staubach, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana. You know, it was a scam. These were the scammers. So, Pay Me My Money has been around for quite a long time. Got his start as a scammer, a stadium worker pretending to be a legend, and actually playing in some of those games that have been recorded and uploaded to some of these YouTube channels that we have. You just have to look for it. It's there, unless it's been already deleted, because it's just too impossible to fathom. It's too crazy. It's too lunacy. It's just deceptive practices. It's spam. We've been known to be, penalized by YouTube for doing stuff like this. Let's get back to the game.
Tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. Now they got a fourth down decision there.
And no return field goal. It's a touchback. And they're down to the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense ready for their second possession. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here. They begin this drive 1st and 10.
Yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Mahomes. That's going to be incomplete. Very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose, and it's going to force 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it, but I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Mahomes with the throw here on 3rd down. He's got it. And it'll be taken down up past the 40-yard line. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His 3rd catch goes for a first down.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important. Like everybody stresses, we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Now Mahomes gives it to the Jets.
All the qualities that make a good safety are seen on display on this play. Speed, pursuit, and then the intensity and the strength at the point of contact for the tackle to keep this ball carrier to no gain. That is a complete safety play.
2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun. Here's across midfield, down at the opposing 46-yard line. It's 4 catches already in this opening quarter. Off to a hot start. He picks up the first down.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
Here's Patrick. Good finish on the first down. He gets in there with a sack. And it looks like the time off has not slowed him down one bit.
And these are the type of splash plays that can have an impact, especially as the game goes on. So offensive line has to do a better job to make sure that they have this protection shored up and that this isn't a sign of things to come.
On 2nd down, Mahomes. Same page with his target. That's incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
3rd and long for Mahomes. And it is incomplete. Contact by Flash. Going to be 4th down.
And his passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
On 4th down, the Chiefs send out Matt Ariza to punt. And on the return for the Cardinals, it's Greg Dortch. That's going to hit and continue out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. The Cardinals offense ready for this next possession. So far, not much has gone right. They've had it twice, punted twice. Looking to sustain something here on drive number 3. Another 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Forced out wide. Trying to avoid the rush there. He's hit as he threw, and the pass is incomplete.
Pass protection's been a little bit shaky at times, and that was the case there. Even though they're not going to go down for allowing a sack, it was allowing the pressure that ultimately prevented that pass from being completed.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down. And it'll take it down just shy of the 30. Now after the play, looks like we have an injury for one of the Chiefs. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Around the 45-yard line. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another 1st down.
At the 45-yard line.
Getting in there for the sack. That's got to feel great as he gets his preseason off on the right foot.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
be a delay of game. Back to throw. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. Now after the play, looks like we have an injury for one of the Chiefs. You hope against hope here in the preseason, especially, that it's not too serious. Third and long.
Let's go now.
Now, faking the give. He'll take a shot. Looking for Wilson. Too far in front. It is incomplete. Trying to get it to Michael Wilson that time. And that'll set up fourth down.
And this offense just cannot get anything going right now on third down. If you ask any offensive play caller throughout the entire league, Mike, the importance of third down, maintaining possession, making the defense stay on the field, and have long extended drives, it is critical to not only score points, but ultimately winning the NFL. I'm all for being aggressive. There are definitely times where you have to go for it on your side of the field. I'm just not sure if at this point in the game, this was one.
First and 10 now from the 36. Off the play fake. Mahomes. Left side. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
That's good.
17 yards to gain there. First down, KC.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
That's taken in by Kareem Hunt.
So anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand, get it to the hands of the receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rounding to the ball, on his team.
Here's second and 9. Now Mahomes. Left side. And diverts. Get around 6 before he's taken down.
These are the play calls, Mike, that offensive coordinators use to just get their quarterback and their passing game into some sort of rhythm. Easy pitch and catch, get the ball out of his hand, see a completion. These typically, as the game goes on, lead to bigger and bigger gains.
Third and short. Here's Patrick. He'll try to run for it.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on fourth down. And in motion is Brown. Here's Mahomes. Taking in. And he'll take this one in. Hollywood Brown. Touchdown, KC.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball in the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback, they get the ball on the 35. for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
And Butker on for the extra point. He knocks it free. And the Chiefs move out on top 14-0. So now it's Butker following a touchdown to send this one away. To return is Greg Dortch. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
First and 10. At their own 26-yard line.
Here's the first taken down on what should be the final play of this first quarter. One quarter in the books. It's the Chiefs on top. Greg and I back here in Glendale after this. Second quarter starts. Cardinals in possession of the football. They've got a 2nd and 8 coming up.
Alright, the changing of the guard, people. The changing of the guard. Jacoby Brissett will be going in there. No? No? What do you mean no? Oh, yeah, you're right. And then Clayton Tune. And then if it's possible, maybe pay me my money, we'll finish it off. But Jacoby will go in there, and then Clayton Tune. Okay. Gardner Minshew. Oh my gosh. And then there's Bailey Zappi. And Chris Oladokun. Are we finished? Sorry. I got native. Okay, send him back to the bench, people. Clayton Tune will be going in there.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. It's a first carry for Elijah Mitchell. They bring him down
it makes everything so much more difficult for the Cardinals.
And it's to Riley, open on the left. And he will get into the end zone. Jerry Riley, touchdown Chiefs.
Kansas City.
This is the type of start you dream about as a kid. My first NFL catch, and it goes for a touchdown. I mean, you can't make it up. You got to imagine he's got to be rolling right now, and I'd go right back to him.
Tucker now to add the PAT. The kick is good. And the Chiefs take themselves to a 21-0 lead. So now it's Buttrick following the touchdown to send this one away. Carter on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Out comes the Arizona offense. They get ready for their next possession. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here. Need to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a first down.
The Cardinals, first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Out to his right. That's 19 yards for the second straight play. They are rolling. Another first down.
It's a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, like, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
Ball rests at the 37. It's first and 10. He'll drop to throw. Exiting the pocket right. On top throw. Crosses by, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Watson. And the Chiefs are going to take over. Here at their own 22.
This is really becoming a key element to playing quarterback in the NFL, like the ability to play off script and use your legs to extend the play. I think in this case, he either needs to tuck that ball down and become a runner, or he just simply needs to throw that ball away.
On the sideline, the unmistakable Andy Reid as the Chiefs take the field once more. They'll do so with first and 10.
Terrible, people. Terrible. Downright terrible, terrible, terrible. 21-0. I mean, have I told you how terrible this is? You can't get even more terrible. I don't know what's the point. It's 27-3. I know. It's terrible.
It's a win for the visiting Chiefs as they start things out with a victory here in the first week of this preseason. And that'll do it for my partner Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Good night from Glendale.
Well, Stealth Alien Rachel and Baron Browning get the upgrades. Other than that, terrible, terrible, just downright terrible. Everything was on fire, 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 fire. For Kansas City, everything was as it was planned, scripted to the detail. Stealth Alien Elizabeth Sarah on the offensive line. Stealth Alien John David, offensive line. Stealth Alien Abraham Isaac, stealth on the offensive line. Stealth Alien Moses Aaron on the offensive line. And Connor did what he had to do because he was not on the offensive line. But he did it anyway. Well, that's the end of the head coaching career of Jonathan Gannon. He is being replaced. Roxanne Winters, who went to school of HT, Slam Dunk Gomez, Charlene Pinky Goober, and the rest, will be the interim head coach of the Cardinals. Welcome to the Cardinals, Arizona, Roxanne Winters. Well, that concludes this game, the Chiefs and the Cardinals. Hope you all have enjoyed this spectacular event. The Chiefs dominated. I mean, dominated. I got nothing else to say. Good night.